Prediction time! It's that time of year. It's New Year's, so there's got to be predictions. But the truth is, predictions are a crap business. They are silly. And particularly when you want to predict things that are like off, that are not obvious, that are, oh, I have my own interesting theory of what's going to happen. I think I know more than everybody else. I mean, yeah, that never works out worth a damn, obviously. All right. So it's a terrible thing to bother with, but everybody wants it, so we're going to do some. And there's no point in looking much past 6 or 10 months. That's like if somebody says, "Yeah, I feel that over the next 2 years." No, no, no. Just shut up. Anybody who says that, don't listen to them. Okay. I can see a little bit into the future for the next 6 or 8 or 10 months, but that's it. I don't have a clue what happens after that. Nobody really does. So what do we know? We know, hardly a prediction, there will be a new government in Canada. There will be a new government. It will not be the Liberal Party. It doesn't matter whether they. By the way, let's not get all freaked out over. Oh, it better be right away. We need to do it right now in February. Yeah, it's got to be February, election in February or nothing. No, it's not going to be February. Okay, there will be delays. There will be time issues. But there will be a new government. There will be an election. There will be a new government. It will be a totally different government. The existing government is finished. Whether it's May or whether it's August, it doesn't really matter. There will be a new government in Canada. It will be a conservative government based on every bit of polling you could see. And things will change. How much? How quick? But there will be a new government. So what else do we know? We know one thing, since this existing soon-to-be-gone government is committed to it, and because the new government coming in is also committed to it, there will be fewer new people coming to Canada. That's a fact. The most important thing you can understand about anything is demographics. Demographics is also is part of people's aging, is part of people's occupations, is part of people's where do they fit. But demographics is also newcomers. Newcomers change the demographics of a country. So here's what we know: there will be far fewer newcomers. This 3.5 million people that came in the last 3.5 years, it could literally go to zero. I know there'll be 100 comments. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. They're just lying. There'll be millions more. No, there will not be millions more. We have no good method to see whether people are leaving, but we definitely have good systems to make sure people don't come in. This is not like an open border. This is not like, Mexico, US. You have to fly here. Nobody's actually gotten off any boats, okay, for about 50 years. You got to fly here. And sure, there might be some talk about people coming across the border to Canada from the United States if Trump does deportations, but it's not going to be a huge number. A lot of those people don't want to come to Canada. So there will be fewer immigrants for sure. And in fact, the only new Canadians will be people who are already here. So all of that effect of this massive growth in population will dissipate. And that's not good news for rents in the GTA and in Vancouver and in other parts of Canada. And that's not great if you've overbuilt something. That's bad news. So in general, that's going to be a big factor, is fewer new Canadians, enormously fewer, like radically fewer, and some people even going back. So that's what we got to think about. So what will happen to the economy? The economy, in all likelihood, ain't going to be good, because when all of a sudden this immigration that has pumped up our economy vanishes, yeah, that ain't going to be good either. More unemployment, more difficulty. Now, Trump will add to the difficulty. There's no question. Even assume some kind of tariff catastrophe, something will go bad there. It will be hard. It will be difficult. It's probably to a certain extent resolvable. But the other thing Trump is doing is guaranteed to reduce taxes, reduce corporate taxes, reduce regulation, probably reduce personal taxes, and the United States will boom, and that will suck investment out of Canada. It'll suck investment out of the whole world, but particularly Canada. So that ain't good for our economy, not at all. Okay, tiny ray of light. Bank of Canada We'll cut. I know. I know. A million replies. No, you're wrong. The U.S. Fed has stopped cutting. You're so wrong. Inflation's coming back. You're wrong. Bank of Canada will have to raise rates. No, no. Fuck off on that. No, they will not raise rates. Okay. Rates, they may not drop rates as fast, but rates will come down. We will see another cut on the 29th. There will be more cuts in the depth of the new year. Might be spring, might be summer. There'll be more cuts because the economy. I'm old. I've seen this show 100 times. Economy's really bad. The Bank of Canada cuts, and it's nowhere near a neutral rate right now. It's just not. Okay. By the way, even though fixed rates, people like to talk about fixed rates being stuck at 4.5. If things get bad enough in an economy, QE can come back, quantitative easing can come back, and yeah, those those fixed rates can come down. It is possible. Okay. What about house prices? House prices are completely regional, and even by product today, we all know the issues with little tiny condos for rent in the GTA. Total disaster. There's going to be some problems in Vancouver as well. There may actually be even some problems with all these condos that are sprouting on the outskirts of Calgary. I mean, I don't know if that's all going to work out great. So for product wise, you could have some bad effects on those products in the outskirts of GTA. Some of those regions were so hugely, the price went up so rapidly, so crazy, so many bids in 2021. Those prices are actually still falling in the far 905 regions. And as far as the small towns in Ontario, maybe okay, but I got a feeling this immigration thing is going to impact there as well. And certainly all of those college towns, the complete elimination of student housing isn't going to help. Alberta, yeah, it's an open question in Alberta. Things are going okay now, but it just may have peaked. And as for Quebec, it's its own world. You could see some maintenance of those house prices there. But overall in Canada, I don't see a crazy bounce in house prices for the whole country. I just don't see it. I think there might be a small bounce in certain, like in core 416 or in core GTA for single family homes, which they're just not building any of them, haven't been building any of them for a long time. Enough of them, anywhere near enough. So we might see some, um, it could be a tiny uptick in price there, or it could just stay the same. But the predictions are the government will change for sure. So everybody who's going wild on change, going wild on how bad the government is, just be patient. It's going to change.